Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Hope you spend a little time with me.
Hi everybody. Today we're going to do something a lot of fun. I've got some friends coming over and well, it's just too damn hot to sit out on the patio. It's about 100 degrees today, but we're having a pretty good heat wave all throughout Idaho. But at least it's 105, 106 down in Boise. But up here in the mountains, it's 98 to 100, 102, something like that. But anyway, so I'm going to be cooking something outside on the Traeger. It's a lot of fun, and it's really pretty damn good. So hope you stick around and watch how I do it. So today I'm going to be making the onion bombs, and I'll show you how I do it. First thing we have to do is to cut the tops and the bottoms off the onions, and then we're going to hollow them out. So I'll show you how that's done in just a second. So the first thing we're going to do is cut the root end off just a little bit, not a lot. Not like that. Give it a good flat base to sit on. And then we're going to cut the top off, hopefully parallel to the base cut. And we're going to cut it so that we have a fair amount of opening. We'll try that. That looks like it's setting fairly level. So anyway, now we're going to take the outside skin off, and then we're going to hollow out the onion. Now there's 3 instruments, actually 4, that you can use to take the center out. I didn't go out and look to see if I had an apple corer, but that's usually the preferred tool. But I also have a little melon bowler here. I'll use that. Also have a paring knife, and then finally a large tablespoon. We'll get in there and get the remaining stuff out of the onion. Now, when you take the inside of the onion out, make sure to save it because you can use it for other purposes. So let's see how this little melon bowler is going to work. So we'll get it in here. All right, there's one piece. Looks like it's going to work out pretty well. This thing has little teeth on it, so it goes through pretty well. It's going to be a slow process, but you don't want to rush this because you don't want to go through the outer skins. You want to leave about 1 or 2 layers of the onion when the onion is finally hollowed out. You want to have 2 layers of onion around here in which to hold the basically it's a meatloaf, which you'll see. But anyway, I'll go ahead and continue this, and when I get it finished, I'll show it to you then. Okay, here's the first one, and it's all nicely hollowed out, as you can see. When you hollow this out, if you hold it up to the light, you can see it. It's kind of like a Chinese lantern. You can see through the shell, and you can see if you have any high spots or anything like that. But it's all nicely hollowed out, as you can see, and it should be just perfect. So I'll go ahead with the rest of these and get them hollowed out, and when I get to that point, I'll bring you back. This little melon bowler is working quite well. The teeth on it are just working fabulously. So you just get in there and just scrape it around, and it'll all this stuff will come out. So just keep doing like this, and then we'll pour it out and go on and get a little deeper, and just keep going until you get it all hollowed out. This little thing works very nicely. Works better than an apple corer, that's for sure. So you want to be careful not to go through through the sides, because this is going to encapsulate the. Oh, there we go. Oops, that's all right. That'll go back in, no problem. Since it's the bottom, it'll stay in there anyway, it'll just stay in there. So anyway, that's how we clean them out. So I'll keep going. I have 3. This is the 4th one. I've got 2 more. I'm going to make 1 spare just in case I screw up, and we'll go from there. Of course, I never screw up. So there we are with the shells all ready to go. So now we'll go into the kitchen and make up the mixture that filled. One of the ingredients in this dish is a minced jalapeno. So I'm going to show you how to clean a jalapeno. First of all, cut it in half. Like that. Now the heat in a jalapeno is in here, seeds and the core. So take a spoon, a teaspoon, and just scrape it out. All nice and clean. Now you can cut it up and mince it, whatever you want to do. Anyway, just a little tip. So the ingredients of this, the inside of the stuffed onions, are for 6 bombs, 1.5 pounds of ground beef, half a pound of ground sausage, 3/4 of a cup of diced mushrooms, and that's my 3/4 of a cup of diced onions, so don't worry about it, or diced mushrooms. I like mushrooms. There's 1 jalapeno minced or diced fine. And this is some sweet rub. So I'm just going to put, maybe a couple teaspoons in there. And then when the onions are all stuffed and everything, I'll sprinkle some more over the top. So now we're going to mix this up. So use your hands. That's by far the best thing to do. You get a nice mix. Get all that good stuff in there. Get all those spices in that sausage and the hamburger. Get it all nicely done. I'll finish mixing this and then get back with you. Okay, there are the 6 onions hollowed out. So I've made 6 balls with the meat, and so I'm going to put the meat in there. Just stuff it in there. You don't want this too much over the top, but so we'll just peel it off. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and take some of this off of here, and then we'll put the rest in here. You want to stuff it in there. Don't really push it in too tight, but don't leave any cavities. Only cavity we want to fill is the one in our stomach tonight. So anyway, there we go. We'll just stuff them like that, and I'll be back with you when they're all done. Okay, now that the onions are stuffed, we're going to make them really, really delicious, because nothing goes better with bacon. So we're going to take these onion bombs, and we're going to wrap a strip of bacon around there, and then I'm going to pin it, And then I'm going to take another piece around the top. And I'm going to pin that one. Okay. Now I'm going to sprinkle some rub over that, and then they'll be ready to go. So here, I'll show you. Get my rub over here, and we'll put a little on top. And then we'll put some around the edges. And that'll be ready to go. Just a tad more. There we go. So that's how you make them. So I'll finish making these all and get back to you and show you what they look like before they go in the barbecue or on the Traeger. Okay, there are the onion bombs all wrapped up and ready to go into the smoker. I put them on a wire tray so it'll be easier to handle. And also the bacon is regular sliced, not thick, because the thick won't get cooked in the time that is required for this. So next step is to put them on the Traeger. Okay, we should be ready to baste. Oh yeah, those are looking pretty good. So let's see. Let me get them out of here just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now we have one lady that cannot handle celery or celery seeds. So I'm going to have to give her ketchup on hers. Get down there. Okay, we're going to baste these, and then we're going to put them back in there for about another half hour. That'll work. Okay, now what we're going to do, that'll take care of that. Okay, now one thing I want to do here is take the internal temperature. 175. Oh, they're done. That's okay. Okay, now for the rest of these, I'm going to put on some barbecue sauce. Get it down over the bacon and everything. Make it really super good. Okay, that looks pretty good, so now we'll push them back in. Whoops. Come on, get in there. There we go. And because these are at 175 already, I'm going to drop the temperature about 50 degrees. And these are going to stay in about 30 minutes to for the barbecue sauce to glaze up. So when I get back to that point, I'll bring you back. Okay, so now we're going to decorate them. with a little cheese. We'll put a little dollop on each one. Let that melt in. So that'll go back under for about 10 minutes or so until the cheese is melted, and then we'll bring them out. Okay, with tonight's dinner, we're going to have fresh corn on the cob. And I'm going to show you how we prepare the corn up here in the mountains. Excuse me for stepping in front of you, but I had to turn the trigger off. There's the corn, just like it comes from the stalk, guts, feathers, and all. So what you do, you put it on a fire. You can do it on a Weber, you can do it on in the Traeger, whatever you want. But you get the corn, and you just rip it open. And you got to have a barrel like this, and you rip it off. And you break the stem off. There you go. That's some of the best eaten corn that you'll ever try. One more time. Peel it off. Almost all the silk comes with it, so it's really good. Bust the stalk off. There you go. There's the corn for tonight's dinner. Okay, here's the dinner for tonight. Onion bombs, fresh field corn, and a wonderful fruit salad that Bruce brought. So we're going to dine pretty well tonight, I think. Well, there you go, folks. Onion bombs on the Traeger. Great summertime barbecue meal, and everybody really enjoyed it. So made with fresh corn, and yeah, I hope that that kind of gives you an idea of what we do up here. The fresh corn recipe is simple. I mean, you get the corn on the cob with everything. You don't clean them. You don't do anything like that. Put them on either a Weber or in the barbecue, 300 to 350 degrees for about a half an hour, and turn them once or twice, something like that. You come out, strip them down, and butter, salt, pepper. Oh my God, it's just delicious. And you don't have to mess with them. The silk comes off very easily, and so we really enjoy them. That's the only way we cook them up here. So anyway, I hope you give it a try and see what all the fuss is all about, or the fuss is not about. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, the menu will be right down here, the recipe. And over here is the like, subscribe button. And if you care to do that, go ahead and give me a comment or two if you want. I'll be happy to answer you. And hope to see you next time. This is Rick at My Idaho Cabin.
Welcome to my Idaho cabin, where the elk and deer run free. Welcome to my Idaho cabin. Thanks for spending time with